Lads, Philly here with Irish Footy Vlogs for Keith Simons. He's asked me to do a quick review of the game. Obviously, we'll start off with the start in terms of how Dundalk lined out. O'Kane, the young lad, getting a first start for the club, which, well, was fantastic to see. In my opinion, didn't do too much in the game, but he was there, and hopefully he is something going forward for the future. Look, we need to start 2 minutes into the game. There's an injury for Dundalk, and it's a horrific injury, and I really hope that it's not too serious for Brian Gartland. He's been fantastic for Dundalk over the years, but obviously it's nasty to see someone go down with a muscle injury or a ligament injury completely off the ball. And I really do hope it is a quick recovery for him in terms of the league as itself, because he is a great defender and he does offer a lot for Dundalk going forward, well, not going forward, but defensively. So fingers crossed it's nothing too serious for him. Obviously we need to talk about the goal in the first half. Danny Mandrew, wow, what a strike. Fantastic strike of the ball. I thought overall throughout the first half Rovers played quite well. You know, we played well in spells and we kind of managed the game quite well. Obviously Dundalk grew into the game as time went on. Into the second half they've had quite a few chances. They've hit the crossbar and they've hit the post. And obviously Alan Manis has made a few fantastic saves to keep us in the game and keep us ahead rather when it came to that. But look, that's Al. We expect that of him. He's got such experience. And I think it's something we expect going forward as well from Al, because he's fantastic. Second goal, I think we need to talk, well, not for Rovers, the second goal for Rovers, I'd like to say. It's very poor goalkeeping from Abidi. I think I said it for Keith in a couple of preview videos for the season. He doesn't look my cup of tea, to be honest, as a goalkeeper. I think he will make mistakes, and I think he has done that this evening. I think if we switch goalkeepers, if Manis plays for Dundalk and if Abidi plays for Rovers, Dundalk win the game quite comfortably, to be honest with you, because Manis has made a few fantastic saves, whilst Abidi has had a couple of saves to make and hasn't really. He's kind of let his squad down. He's let Dundalk down, you know. So hopefully that's not something that he can continue, because at the end of the day, it looks like he is their number one. And if that's performances that he's going to put in going forward, I'd really struggle to see Dundalk getting into the top three. Yeah, look, as I said, delighted for Shamrock Rovers getting the 3 points. And I think we need to talk about the Hoban header. It's a fantastic header. Manis was, in my opinion, Finn got man of the match, but I think Alan Manis should have probably got man of the match, because he was absolutely fantastic with the saves that he made. But Hoban's finish was fantastic, and it really did set up for a very tense last 10 minutes, you know. The Rovers got over the line, which was fantastic, and hopefully this is something we can build on now. It's very important that we get 3 points from Dundalk at this such an early stage in the season. Hopefully we can kick on now and start to get a run going in terms of going forward, you know, and hopefully progressing and attempting to win the league again. Yeah, so that was my opinion on the match. I don't know what other people thought. I hope the neutrals enjoyed it, but fingers crossed now Rovers can kick on. Come on, keep on hooping, lads.
Just after watching the Shamrock Rovers Dundalk game there, 2-1 Shamrock Rovers. Not much really to say about the game. Referee, I thought, kind of ruined it at times. I don't think he gave a lot of free kicks that shouldn't have been given. Didn't give free kicks that should have been given. All that sort of stuff. I won't get into that because that's normal League of Ireland stuff. But yeah, no, Shamrock Rovers won the first half convincingly. I think Dundalk will have admit ourselves we weren't at our best in the first half, but second half we came alive. I don't know what the team talk was, but it worked a wee bit, I suppose. But I don't know how the second goal went in. Everyone stood off. They shouldn't have stood off. Should have closed them down. Keeper should have been better. Keeper shouldn't be getting beat in them situations. And then, and another day though, Dundalk probably could have won the game. Going forward, like, well, I think Duffy hit the post, Hoban hit the post, Manis saved with the shoulder. Manis was man of the match, by the way, for me. I think he done very well. He done what Abibi couldn't do. He made saves that he had to make, and Abibi, I think, really only had 2 or 3 saves, like 2 or 3 shots on target that he had to save all game, and he let 2 of them in. It's hard to understand what's going on there at Dundalk, but we have Bows next. That's going to be fun. Bows are always a hard team to beat, no matter where they are in the league, what they're doing in the league, and I think they should probably be looking forward to playing us, because at the moment we're not playing fantastic, and it's not good. It's not good at all. But hey, we got the goal. We got a goal in it. We probably could have got more. So hopefully now we can go on and push on and try. We just need to do something against Bows. We need to. Thanks.
Full time at Tolka Park, and it finished Shelburne 3, Bray Wanderers 3. It was a cracking game, for any kind of spectator to watch. Bag full of goals, tackles flying in, and it was straight from the get-go. It was entertaining. Both teams were going in quite well. Shelburne took an early lead with Georgie Poynton's goal. Did really well. It was a corner, kind of gone short. He took on 2 players, got himself into the box. Angle was tight, but he still found a way to get it into the back of the net. So it was a great goal there. Shelburne then looked like they were going to do well and kind of push on from that, but a silly mistake at the back handed Bray an equaliser. SHELS then responded quite quickly with a second goal by Ryan Brennan. It was a goal kick from Clark, which got a knock on. Brennan comfortably kind of slotted the bouncing volley in. And after that, again, it kind of looked like Shelburne were going to push on to extend that lead to possibly get another goal. They didn't, and it was another defensive mistake which led Bray to equalise again. And after this, then it seemed like Bray really caught their momentum. They were really pushing SHELS for the end of the first half, and particularly at the opening of the second half. They really were doing well, and they ended up taking the lead then after that with a fantastic strike from Kavanagh outside the box. With SHELS going from 2-1 up to now 3-2 down, you would have hoped that they would have responded quickly. They didn't. It was all Bray for the next 20 minutes. SHELS just looked exhausted. Slice of luck maybe with the penalty that they did get. It was slotted comfortably by Georgie Poynton to make it 3 apiece. After that, then SHELS did kind of control most of the remaining kind of 10-15 minutes of the game, but there were still chances either side. All in all, draw is probably a fair result. I think Bray will be quite happy with it. Coming to Tolka and the way they played, they did put up a really good game with SHELS. On the other hand, Shelburne, I think, will be looking at this as a bit of a reality check. I think there's too many mistakes at the back. Luke Byrne will be back from his suspension that he got for the red card last season. He'll be back soon, so hopefully he will sort that. But we will see. So all in all, it was 3 apiece between Shelburne and Bray.
I just finished watching the Bray Shelburne match in Tolka Park. Finished Shelburne 3, Bray 3. For the game, probably would have taken a point, to be honest with you. And I'm presuming Gary Cronin probably would have taken a point against our title rivals away from home. But he scored 3 goals away from home. You expect to win a game. It didn't pan out that way. Shelburne kind of dominated the first 15-20 minutes, and Bray's cause wasn't helped with Gary Shaw going off injured after 10 minutes, pulled hamstring, I think, and he was replaced by Luka Lovic. Shelburne took the lead after 14 minutes. Georgie Poynton broke into the box, and via deflection, the ball went past Brian Marr. Bray came back into the game a little bit, and after 23 minutes, Brandon Kavanagh scored his first goal for the club, ably assisted by Darren Craven. Ex-Bray player Ryan Brennan, from a long ball into the box, he broke clear of the Bray defence, and he kind of lobbed the ball into the Bray net. After, I think it was 38 minutes, and Andrew Quinn was booked. Now, going with the commentary, the commentators thought he was the last man. It didn't look clear enough, but he was booked, and he stayed on the pitch. Could have been a sending off, but it stayed 11v11, thankfully for Bray. Second half, Ryan Graydon broke. Now, this goal to me looked offside. Luckily for Bray, the referee or the linesman didn't make the call, and Ryan put the ball into the net via a handoff, Brendan Clark. But the game was then 2-2, and then probably what will be deemed the goal of the season contender, Brandon Kavanagh, after 56 minutes, took the ball in the midfield and from about 30 yards drove the ball into the top corner. Brendan Clark had absolutely no chance. Sean Quinn had a chance in the 74th minute. Was kind of a half chance for Shelbourne. Blazed over the bar. And then in the 75th minute, very harsh penalty for Shelbourne. Unfortunately, it's the one camera. There was no replays to see. But Georgie Poynton went down under the challenge of Mark Byrne. Referee pointed to the spot. Again, I'll say it looked very, very harsh. Georgie Poynton took the penalty, and Brian Maher was very unfortunate not to save it. The ball squirmed over the line. There was 5 minutes added on at the end of the game. Kavanagh had a run in the 91st, 92nd minute, and it looked like he was body checked by Denzel Fernandez, but the referee just waved play on. The game finished after 95 minutes, 3-3. I'm not sure if Ian Morris will be happy with a 3-3 draw at home to your title rivals. You always want to win these games, but certainly Gary Cronin may go away with the point, and he'll be happy. 2 points after 2 games for Bray. The league is going to be very, very tight. You're looking at the other results tonight. Galway losing away to Athlone. Cork City losing away to Cabinteely. So early days, but happy enough with the point at Talca.
So just after watching Longford v Sligo Rovers there, delighted to get the 3 points in a very, very scrappy game, especially in the first half. There was challenges flying in left, right and centre. Cawley and Bulger both getting booked. And you know, it was a very tough game. I think it was tougher than a lot of Rovers fans thought it would be going into the game. Especially myself, I kind of felt like we were always going to get a result from this, but Longford, to be fair to them, I think they played very well in this. They surprised me a wee bit. Kenny unlucky not to score for us again. Stacey denied him with a fantastic save. It was going to go like right in the top right corner. Stacey denied him yet again. I think Parks and Gibson also had good games. Gibson had a couple of chances as well. Couldn't find the net this time though. And as well, I thought Gary Buckley at the back with John Mahadin were two fantastic performances. And Horgan as well, I thought played very well. Overall, listen, delighted to get the 3 points. I don't think it's a performance that you should be very proud of. Longford played very well, put the pressure on quite a lot, forced a couple of mistakes out at the back, but overall I think we had enough to win the game. Going into the second half then, I think Buckley, we needed that early goal, good header from a corner just to kind of settle the nerves a wee bit going into the second half. But that being said, coming into the late stages of the second half, I thought Longford played very well, piling the pressure on and had a lot of chances. And a lot of Longford fans might be thinking they might be unlucky not to get anything from the game, because they had their chances, forced McGinty into a few very good saves and a couple wide from the post as well. But overall, I think we did enough to win the game. I think we deserve to win the game, and I think it's a massive 3 points going into Shams now next week. 2 wins and a draw at the start of the season is absolutely fantastic. If you told me that at the start of the season before kind of the Dundalk game, we had 2 wins and a draw, I'd take it, no bother. Considering the start we had last year as well. So overall, delighted to get the 3 points, and we look forward to Shams now next week.
Just finished watching our game versus Cabinteely there at Cork City. Disappointing. We had a lot of the ball tonight, but didn't do a lot with it. Much more composed than last week. And what Cabinteely done in the first half, they played with 3 at the back and they just went direct, and they were waiting for the second ball to drop, hoping that they'd pick something up from it. And it didn't work. And City had a lot of the ball, but were doing nothing with it. Like City's first shot, I think even the first shot in the game was until it was the 37th minute. Then the second half, they changed their style of play and they changed formation. Instead of went back to 4-4-2, Cabinteely and City for the goal. I think City lost the ball around midfield and Cabinteely broke down the right. The ball went across the box and it looked like an own goal. It was hard to tell from the ball was played across the box, and it looked like an own goal from George Haven, who actually had a good game. So he was very unlucky. But City again, some of their final decision on the ball is quite disappointing. Like, they had 2 free kicks on the edge of the box there in the last 15-20 minutes, and instead of putting the ball into the box, they took shots. Dylan McGlade took shots, and it's just every now and again just do something different. Thought they were relying a lot on, like, they were playing the ball out to Dylan McGlade a lot, instead of when he was getting the ball then and he wasn't coming back into midfield maybe and try to change the play. So, like, I think that's the difference with City this year. Like, they've had a lot of young players who are just not streetwise enough yet with the ball. So quite disappointing. And like, really, like, Cabinteely were there for the take, and they're not a great side, but look, fair play to them. It's about getting 3 points, and they done what they had to do to get it.